Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a few weeks since I uploaded my video. The reason being because I was actually sick and I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm feeling a lot better. And thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we arrived to Tampa and we're gonna go on a boat ride. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It's kind of hot today, but I think I'll be okay because I have my fan with me. And I hope you like today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Well, this is our boat and we're about to go for a beautiful, awesome ride around Tampa.
Halfway through the $4 billion right now, but if you go around the outskirts, you can find lots of places where that new money is already at play. Now, this neighborhood has also just received a worldwide certification as a WELL neighborhood, W-E-L-L, and this neighborhood just received the first North American award. And it's very interesting going around this neighborhood. They have extra wide sidewalks, tree-lined streets, bike trails, water features, a new public greenwise. The whole neighborhood is like a little city within a city, all promoting the health and wellness of the people who live and work in the area. So it's interesting to see some of the new features they're now trying to include into an urban neighborhood to try to keep the people healthier. So that's our Water Street district to the left. It's about a 56 cruise ship port to the United States. Right now we're being serviced by 5 different cruise ship lines: Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Celebrity, Norwegian, and Margaritaville. Now, looking at my calendar for this sailing season, just about every day in the port of Tampa we have between 1 and 3 cruise ships coming into the port. Now, actually today we do not have a cruise ship. Yesterday we had one. Tomorrow we'll have one. So almost every day in the port of Tampa we have between 1 and 3 cruise ships. They've got lots of great foodie tastes in there. There's a beer garden with interesting craft beer, a splitsville so you can go bowling. They always seem to have fun things going on here. A lot of water ski shows out front. So that's our... This ship served in World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, sailed across the world twice, survived 2 typhoons and a hurricane. Originally, there were 531 victory ships built. There are only 3 remaining, and this one is a fully functioning museum ship. So you can go on board this ship, and every once in a while it sails out into Tampa Bay. So that's American Victory on our left, built in 1945 in just 55 days. soccer team. Now, a couple years ago, Joel Glazer sold his mansion to his next door neighbor. The next mansion, the one with the little blue guy in front of it, is owned by his older brother, Brian Glazer. So Brian Glazer, the older brother, buys the younger brother's mansion next door. Now, Brian Glazer has the most expensive mansion on Harbor Island at $16 million, 3 stories, more than an acre of property. Last year he spent more than $150,000 in Hillsborough real estate taxes for his mansion, and he's been paying an extra $100,000 a year for his empty brother's house he owned next door. Well, we found out he just wanted to do some land banking because he had his brother's home that he owned next door torn down, and now he's just added a half-acre lot into his own parcel, so now he has more than an acre now. Just 3 years after this became a U.S. territory, the United States built Fort Brooke on that property. And Fort Brooke played a major role in 3 Seminole Indian Wars ranging from 1817 to 1858. In fact, the second Seminole Indian War was the most expensive Indian war the United States government would ever fight in both blood and treasure. And that fort also played a role in the Civil War when it was a Confederacy, the rounded bow, the main body of the ship, the pilot house up high where the captain would drive from, and then the sloping stern off to the right. So we actually have a riverboat tied up along our shore today. It's designed by the architect and the Tampa Convention Center. So that's kind of neat. Doors right here. And why are thousands of people out on New Year's Day in 1914? They're out to see the landing of the world's very first commercially scheduled airplane flight. It's a St. Petersburg to Tampa airboat line, an airboat that takes off and lands in the water, and it landed right here. Right where we are right now is the landing spot for the world's very first commercially scheduled airplane flight, the St. Petersburg to Tampa airboat line, piloted by Tony Janis, who was in the world's first commercial pilot. Now back in 1914, if you wanted to go from St. Petersburg to Tampa, you would typically take a train. It was a 50-mile trip and it would take you 12 hours by train to go from St. Petersburg to Tampa. So next up, we're going to duck underneath this bridge in front of us, and that will put us onto the Hillsborough River. Now, the Hillsborough River flows 59 miles to its source, which is the Green Swamp, which is the source for 4 Florida rivers, and this is primarily where Tampa draws its drinking water from, out of the Hillsborough River. What's incredible in this property, this was built by Henry B. Plant. He's the guy who brought the railroad to Tampa, and he wants to bring the rich and famous during the Gilded Age of America down on his railroad so they can say this remarkable 150-acre resort. He built it at a cost of $3 million, opening in 1891, the Tampa Bay Hotel. So the Tampa Bay Hotel was built by Henry B. Plant so he could bring the rich and famous during the Gilded Age of America down on his railroad and they could stay at this remarkable resort. Now the main building is a quarter of a mile long and sits on 6 acres. There were 511 rooms and suites. It had the first elevator in Florida, the first electric lights in Tampa. In fact, Thomas Edison came up and turned on the lights to make sure everything worked right. It had steam, heat, private bathrooms, full-size tubs. Mr. and Mrs. Plant wanted to make sure they had all the best and fine furnishings. They went over to Europe. They came back with 41 train cars full of fine furnishings to put into the hotel upon its opening. And again, it was just a remarkable place where a lot of the rich and famous during the Gilded Age of America would spend their winter. Now the next year, 1899, Henry Plant dies. Now the family doesn't want to keep the hotel any longer, they want to sell it, so they end up selling it to the city of Tampa for $125,000. Continued to operate it like a great hotel. In fact, Babe Ruth signed his first baseball contract in the grand dining room and hit the furthest baseball home run of his career on the baseball field that was on the property. Winston Churchill stayed here. It was the home of the first Florida State Fair. On and on, it was just a remarkable place. along came the Regents Bank people, and they said, well, what's it going to take for us to be the tallest building in Tampa? So coming up on our left, they built the Regents building, and it is 579.01 feet, exactly 24 inches taller than the Bank of America building, making the Regents building today the tallest building in Tampa by 24 inches. Now it features 13 floors of indoor parking. You can see the spillway off to the left. It's a postmodernism design as it features both the Gothic and the modernism components together. So that's our Regents building to the left, edging out the Bank of America building by 24 inches to become the tallest building in Tampa today. Pirate ship in the world today, the Jose Gasparilla. And Derek Jeter was renting this mansion to Tom Brady and his family while Tom Brady won the Super Bowl championship for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer football team. So Derek Jeter built this mansion as a bachelor. That's forward looking, right? He never had a mortgage on the home. It measures 22,000 square feet, about the same size as a Best Buy store. It has 2 3-car garages, 7 bedrooms, get this, 16 bathrooms, a trophy room, a billiard room, a bar room, a movie theater, a swimming pool, a spa, an au pair wing, a mother-in-law suite, all the things you'd expect to have in a home that was recently sold by Derek Jeter for $22.5 million. And I understand the family that bought this mansion is involved with cryptocurrency, and they have an app to exchange Indian rupees into Bitcoin. So this mansion to our left, built by Derek Jeter, the ex-Yankee baseball player, and Derek Jeter was renting this mansion to Tom Brady and his family while Tom Brady won the Super Bowl championship for Tampa Bay. Now to the right of Derek Jeter's mansion, the yellow mansion coming up next, this is owned by Brad and Monica Culpepper. Brad used to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer football player. Both Brad and Monica have been on the Survivor Series. Brad now has a law practice in Tampa. And then to the right of the yellow mansion, the teal-colored mansion, that's owned by Vinny the Cavalier. Davis was invited to play golf with the mayor, the guy who ran the Tampa Hospital, and some other influential people, and they told Davis that they wanted to put the new Tampa Hospital on top of Davis's Island. Well, Davis loved the idea. He thought about all the doctors and nurses who would be great customers, so that's he's getting ready to put up for sale. adventure from. I think you'll find Tampa's an interesting area down along the water. There's lots of walkways and parks and museums and fun things to do along the way. So we're going to get you back to the dock where we began.